In another story we're following here, the price of gold is near an all-time high, more than doubling in the past 5 years, and forecasters predict its value will continue to climb. Throw in some inflation and the nagging uncertainty that comes with a global trade war, and the jewelry industry is starting to feel the heat. For more, let's bring in Heidi Lee. She is the co-founder and CEO of the e-commerce jewelry company Alluxe. Heidi, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Wade. I'm happy to be here.
So let's start first with just what's behind the surging price of gold right now.
Wade, it's honestly a bit of a perfect storm here for us in the jewelry industry. Allux is a fairly new company, so we launched about 3.5 months ago at the end of February. And as you know, President Trump took office in January, and he's really hit the ground running in terms of implementing his economic agenda. And part of that agenda has been to put tariffs on a lot of the US's biggest trade partners. Now, when there are times of economic uncertainty, a lot of investors tend to flock to safe haven assets such as gold, and that has really driven the price up for that commodity. And additionally, with the increase in tariffs across a lot of the trade partners, we've had to absorb a lot of the higher costs that we're seeing for imports. So the increase in higher costs for imports, as well as the rising cost of gold, has put a lot of pricing pressure on small businesses like Allux right now.
So let's talk about diamonds. It's the popular wedding season right now. We know that the baseline 10% import tariff to the U.S. is going to impact diamonds as well. What challenges does that pose?
So, unfortunately, as you know, the prices for natural diamonds have always been high, but we started to see the emergence of lab grown diamonds. And that is, of course, they are exactly the same as natural mined diamonds, but they are a fraction of the cost because they are man made in a lab. And for the past, 5, 10 years, we've seen the emergence and popularity of lab grown diamonds. And a lot of consumers were opting to purchase those instead of the traditionally more expensive natural diamonds. But with the tariffs that are in place right now, especially on China, the cost of lab grown diamonds has increased substantially. China, of course, makes about 50% or more of lab grown diamonds currently out on the market. And so that tariff is increasing the price of that. So a lot of consumers are having to decide, okay, well, do I spend a lot of money on lab grown, or do I still spend a lot of money on traditional mined, or do I just wait and see to see what happens with this current trade war that's ongoing? As you know, there's been a lot of back and forth. So a lot of folks out there are opting to sort of wait on the sidelines, take a wait and see approach. Maybe the tariffs go away, maybe they stay, but either way, right now, there's just so much uncertainty in the market, and a lot of people are, waiting to see.
We see that impacting consumers and small businesses alike, especially. Heidi Lee, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.